Good morning, Rotarians and guests. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Hudson. I'm Ron Strobel, the Sergeant at Arms. Our invocation this morning is by Kelly Brennan. Does this work?
We're going to do something a little bit different this morning that we have not done before, to my knowledge. But first and foremost, I want to thank everyone and wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas and a healthy and new, prosperous new year. We have a slideshow that we're going to do here, but I want to apologize if there's any member that we might have missed. Sincerely, I do want to apologize. And if we want to do this maybe manually, and I'm going to turn the lights down and we're going to get started. You can sit.
Thank you, Kelly. That was great. Now to lead us in the pledge and four-way test, Catherine Signs.
That was awesome. I don't know if I can do the pledge after that. Gee. Okay, the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Number one, is it true? Number two, 3, will build goodwill and better friendships. And 4, be beneficial to all concerned. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. And now our president, Father Joe Boisel.
Oh, okay. Let me first of all say happy birthday to our Sergeant at Arms, Ron Strobel. Assures me that today is his 29th birthday. So how about that? All right. Couple of announcements that we do have. We have a sign up online for the judging the random acts of kindness at the high school. So follow the link from Marilyn's email and go there and sign up. And I got to do that too. So they're coming up January 4, January 10, and January 11, the 3 opportunities. There are 42 different presentations. So they need our help. Let's pitch in and make sure that we get that done. There was something I wanted to go right to, but this is the way my mind is working. And so it's not. I think I'll remember it by and by, and we'll get to that. But right now I'm going to bring up Catherine to introduce our guests and our speakers.
It's with great pride and pleasure that we're going to talk about the scholarships today. For probably 5 or 6 years, I've done the scholarships with Dan Williams, which that picture just broke my heart seeing him up there. I just want to tell you how dedicated Dan was to the scholarships. I was the coach. First, he was the chair, and then he got me as the co-chair, kind of got me finagled into helping a lot. And even last year, after he'd had surgery, he met with me on the phone. We did a whole phone thing. I dropped off all the scholarship applications. He and I did them on the phone, came up with the 8 that we were going to interview. And then he was going to try to come to the interviews, but he had difficulty. And then I talked to him that day about who we were going to give the scholarships to and why. And then that evening he passed. That's how dedicated he was to the scholarships. He really, really was strong about the scholarships. So our scholarships, we give 6. There is a process. First of all, I guess the committee is Ron Strobel, Jenny Frazier, and myself this year. Jenny has replaced Dan. Ron's been a member of it for quite a while now. And there's a process. We meet with the guidance counselors. We make sure all the dates are right. We make sure our application is in where it's supposed to be. And then they give them out to the students and collect them around Easter. Right after that, really we get them just before spring break. So we go through them during spring break. It's very competitive. These students are outstanding, every one of them. They have to write a little article about themselves. Sometimes they're just what I've gone through tough or what I've accomplished. Some of them are, one over the years, I called the principal and said, someone needs to talk to this little girl. I'm worried about her, you know. But they are very, very insightful, very we use those sometimes in the interview questions. We try to use the same questions unless something perks, you know, kind of stands out. But we have a process, it works. And then we bring them to you in May, the students to you. So here we have 2 today. We notified the last 2 years of scholarship people, students, and they were busy. They still had obligations. They were out of town, but we have 2 lovely ladies that are here today. I'm going to start with Grace Kornicki. Come on up, Grace. And she's going to tell a little bit about what the scholarship meant to her. Here, no, you got to come up here.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me and Abby here today. I know it's a bit early for us, but we made it our priority to be here this morning. And I just want to say thank you to the Rotary Club once again for giving me the scholarship that helped me a lot through my first 2 years of college. I'm currently a sophomore at Ohio University. I'm studying journalism there, and I've loved every second of it. But I know like a lot of my success and accomplishments there wouldn't have been possible without the money I received through the Rotary Club and the scholarship committee. And through my last 2 years there, I've had a lot of really great opportunities come my way. With some of the money I've received, I've been able to pay for my board and room, which has been really helpful. And I'm also going to London for my spring break this year, which is also very exciting. I'm an English minor as well, so I'm going through a program at OU, and with that scholarship money, I'm able to use some of that to go on that trip, which has been awesome. And yeah, my college experience really has just been elevated and just an overall amazing experience because of what the Rotary Club has been able to do for me, and I'm just very thankful. So thank you all so much. Oh, do you have any questions? Yeah. Oh, sorry, could you repeat that? Sorry. Yeah, so he asked what they cover in journalism at Ohio University. So there's two different tracks you can take at OU. There's the news and information side or strategic communication. I'm news and info, which means I'm reporting on like local stories, and I aim to be like a news reporter for like a big magazine or something like a television company like NBC or like Good Morning America, something like that. While strategic communication is more like public relations, marketing, social media. So there's a lot you can do on both sides. And I even do like podcasting with the news and information side, which has been really a great outlet for me. So yeah, there's definitely a lot you can do there. They're like one of the best journalism schools in Ohio. So that's why I went there. But I've loved it. It's been a really great major so far. Yeah. Any other questions?
So, we did a, like, an informal survey some years ago,
Mhm.
talking about like what people thought they would go into
Mhm.
when they graduate high school, what they actually did go into.
Yeah.
So you're on the track to projected that you wanted to go into one of the
Mhm.
boards.
Yeah. So to repeat the question, it was if what's changed, like initially what I wanted to do in high school, going into college, has that changed at all, or if it stayed the same from my experience in Hudson High School? And it has stayed the same, like you said. I did journalism, I did the newspaper for Hudson in high school, and I knew like going to college, I'm like, unlike like a lot of people were saying you might change your major when you go off to school and just expect like you might not get what you want out of your major at first, which I know that happens to a lot of people, and that's a great thing if you change your major. Like, I'm not saying that's not a bad thing, but I just am someone who's very like, I think steadfast in like what I want to do. And so journalism, as soon as I got to Ohio University and was surrounded by all the people and professors there, I felt very inspired to keep going with it. And there's just so many organizations. Like I write for the newspaper there now, and I write for a lot of music publications since I want to be a music journalist. And that's what I did in high school as well. So it's been a really great school for it. And I'm still doing what I want to do, even what I've wanted to do since high school. So it's been awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, awesome. Mhm. Oh, wow. Mhm. Mhm. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Mhm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So yes, what he is going to happen to community newspapers. I know from the classes I've been in at school and everything is going online, sadly, which I am a very big fan of in print news. I know like locally, like I've done a lot of work with like local Athens news companies and they still do everything print. So I don't think it's going to happen like overnight, but I'm hoping it's still somewhat like a thing, hopefully in the next few years. But a lot of my professors have been telling me everything just with the technological advances of like our time right now, that probably everything will slowly go online or just like social media, which kind of scares me in a way because I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I feel like with journalism you kind of just have to be like on your toes with that stuff and just have to be prepared. So not that it's necessarily a bad thing to go online, but I'm hoping print for local news as well like just stays like that for now, hopefully. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, so he asked how going to Hudson City Schools has helped me or like has given me a leg up in a sense through like going to college. And I think Hudson schools, they really it's very rigorous. They really prepare you for high level education. And I know a lot of my friends going into college that I've met at OU were not as, some of them were very responsible and very hardworking, but there's also you meet kids that just are not as like organized or who don't really like meet an expectation that I've set for myself through going to Hudson. And I also think Hudson schools like really motivate you to go after what you want to do in life. And I think being in college, I've been around a lot of people similar to that who've gone to schools like that. So I think I've had a leg up in a sense that I've just come in very prepared to college and also very motivated and inspired and also very open-minded, because I also think that Hudson really values being open-minded with their students and learning new things through different ways, and everyone learns differently, which I've also come to learn more in college. So I definitely have had to like fix my way of thinking around that for sure. But yeah, it's definitely given me a leg up though, and senses of being organized and being just inspired again to like go after what I want to do, whether it be taking a harder class or applying to an internship or getting a job on campus. It really helps me not just educationally, but like all around, like with everything I do, like at school. So yeah. Yeah. So our next student is one of my really great friends, Abby Zahn. She is a sophomore at Ohio State, and she also received the same scholarship as me.
You can't have that. Yeah.
Hello, good morning. So my name is Abby. I'm a second year at Ohio State. I study nursing there. And this is very funny. As Grace said, she's a wonderful friend of mine. We've been friends since we were 9 years old. So it's kind of amazing that she won this scholarship, and I will call with her every few weeks at school and catch up with her. And it's great to hear all the amazing things she's doing, and likewise and vice versa. So as I said, I'm a second year studying nursing at Ohio State. The Rotary Scholarship was very important to me, not necessarily the first year, because it's at Ohio State, you have to apply to the program. So you have to get into the school and then get into the program, which is a major accomplishment, as I've learned. So second year, I've had a lot of out-of-pocket expenses, whether it be just nursing technology or preparation for the NCLEX, which is the test that we have to take as we graduate and go into the hospital or wherever setting you're going to be. So I've used that, and that has been very important to me, and it has been very just great. And I'm so thankful for all the support that the Rotary Group has offered me through that scholarship. Yeah, does anyone have any questions for me? We're not going to talk about it. I regret not selling my ticket, but yeah.
So in your program, are you actually doing hands-on work?
So I start clinicals next semester. So I will be at the big OSU hospital. And as part of that, we work with the nurses to, learn how to administer medication or start an IV or stuff like that. And, but I do also have a job as a patient care associate at the hospital. And I just started that and I'm loving it, just getting on the floor and getting my feet wet. And I'm a float nurse. So I've been all over the hospital. I mean, you think of a unit, I can probably tell you that I've been there. And just OSU has so many opportunities and it's great being in a big city. And I visited Grace at OU and I love seeing Athens, but being in a big city is definitely like what's been amazing for me. And
I talked to a gentleman the other day and his daughter is very much interested in graduating from nursing and becoming a traveling nurse.
Mhm.
Can you help me define what that is and describe what that is?
Yeah. So when you want to be a travel nurse, you essentially get a multi-state license. And Ohio actually just changed their laws to become a state in which you can obtain a multi-state license. And so if you want to be a travel nurse and that and it seems to me that, and I've worked with travel nurses in the hospital and have talked with them on a day-to-day basis, and they kind of just float every 8 weeks or so. It seems very unstable. I mean, that kind of lifestyle to me is a little just mind-blowing. I can't believe that these people just up and go, and even many states away 8 weeks later. So they kind of, I mean, depending on the need of the hospital and their staffing situation, they will have travel nurses come in and help them out. I'm sorry? Yeah, travel nurses are paid very, very highly. Yeah, because they just do whatever. So. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And actually all of the travel nurses I've talked to are single. So yes.
Abby, I'm always fascinated how young people make the decisions about what careers they're going to go into and when they make them and things like, could you give us a little insight into that? When did you decide you wanted to go into nursing?
Yeah. So the question was, what made me decide to go into nursing and when did I decide that? So my grandma on my mom's side was a nurse and she was actually a hospice nurse. So when I was very little, I would come around with her and we would go and see her former patients after she was retired. And they just loved seeing this little like bright soul in the room. And I find myself very extroverted and I love to work with people and just make a difference and be the person at like face to face that's doing that. And doctors are in the room, but it seems like the doctors kind of just, hey, here's what's going on. Okay, bye. But I love being at the bedside and I wanted to get a job at the hospital before I started clinical to really kind of understand and make sure that's something I really want to do. And I have just loved it. And I'm trying to think what else helped me decide. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And being in the hospital setting, I've already seen I've had the job maybe 4 weeks and I've already seen so much. And I absolutely love being busy and running around with the chicken, my head cut off. And I'd lose my mind if I was sitting at a desk and just, I don't know. It's just, everyone's different. So, yeah. Any other questions?
Sounds like emergency nursing would be good for you.
Yeah, actually, that is the one unit I have not worked yet. And that is my first shift when I go back is in the emergency room. So, yeah. No, no, I've already seen people go into cardiac arrest and have had to be in the room by the bedside with people like doing compressions, and I've had people fall, and I've had people overdose. And yeah, I mean, it's just, you just have to be numb. I don't know. I think it's crazy. It's one thing to hear people say, oh, this patient did this, or, they went into cardiac arrest or code blue, and then you see it for yourself. It's really just, I mean, that's incredible. Yeah, for sure.
Abby,
sure.
do you have any thoughts about how well your education in Hudson prepared you for? what you're
Yeah.
doing Now.
So being at Hudson schools, I have noticed the academic rigor, as Grace pointed out. And I think just being around a bunch of people, and I think Hudson does a great job with their teachers preparing students to just strive for their best. And I think Hudson has kind of taught me and my peers, I mean, everyone really just strives for the highest, and teachers kind of play a big role in that. And so I have noticed when I'm at school, I just do this and I do that, and I have a job and I'm in this club and I do, and it's just being multifaceted and just really involved in your community. And I think kids from other schools just didn't really have that sense. And I think even outside of academics, like Hudson had great athletic programs. Hudson had great, language clubs, or any club you can really think of. Hudson kind of has it, and it just kind of opens up other opportunities besides academics. That
Let me ask one other question. I know that through Hudson, through the 6th District Compact, has career tech education,
Mhm.
including nursing.
oh, I did not know.
Okay, well, and actually, the fact that you don't know that probably maybe helps me understand something a little bit better. But I mean, so I think it's at Kent Roosevelt.
Okay.
Where students will go half a day their junior and senior year and study classes there
Okay.
that relate to nursing, or like a 8 or 10 other different career tech things.
Okay.
Some of which are designed to put you right into those programs, into that field. Some are designed to send you on to either a 2-year or 4-year education after that. Like my son did engineering, the engineering
Okay.
academy over there. If you'd known that was available, would you have considered that at 4-year junior and senior year?
Honestly, yes, I would have. And this is something I kind of struggled with going into college. Hudson's has an emphasis on advanced prep, like AP courses. And those, I mean, I probably took 8 or 9 AP courses my junior and senior year of high school. But I found that a lot of kids who went and did worked with other schools, like through programs like that, or college credit plus, those students had a lot easier of a time having credits transfer and just being more prepared and, knocking out and saving money on tuition that they would have, as opposed to me taking AP classes. So yeah, I probably would have, to answer that question. Oh, one more.
Oh, here.
I've had some conversations with the kids in the high school.
Mhm.
And one of the subjects that came up was about depression and anxiety that kids are having in high school as they start to prepare to go on to college. Then I can almost assume, since I haven't talked to college kids, that some of that experiences of depression and anxiety goes on into college. I'm not asking you personally, but do you see that experience with some of your friends that are?
With anxiety and depression, just
Yeah.
being,
And how do you handle that? How do they address that? And not you, but in particular, but.
yeah, I think a lot of people just have a harder time adjusting, and I definitely did. And I can't say I haven't been there, but my first year, it was more of a social aspect, just kind of being in all these classes and not really sure, Ohio State's so big, and a lot of kids from Hudson went to Ohio State. So you want to just naturally, be like, oh, friends from home. But I found a lot of personal growth, at least my second year. I threw myself in randomly with 3 roommates and it worked out amazing. And they are all not even close to being from home, and just exposing yourself to different people and just really trying to put yourself out there is what helped me kind of defeat that. But I do know a lot of people that still, just want to be in their little like home, and they are friends with their friends from home, which no problem with that. But I see a lot of people struggling that were in my shoes, and I see them just, they don't want to branch out. And that's definitely helped me. But yes, I do see that a lot.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
This next young lady sent us a letter. She is involved in swimming and is still practicing during this period of time, so was unable to be here. So this is from Peyton Binns. I hope you're having a wonderful year and enjoying the holidays. I'm sorry I cannot attend this meeting and speak in person, as I will be at Ohio University for winter training until the 23rd. As a student athlete, I have learned a lot of things this semester. Most importantly, I've learned how best to manage my time, prioritize what I need to get done, and have a healthy balance of academics and social activities. It took a bit of time for me to get adjusted to a new schedule and being away from home. Going to Hudson very much prepared me for college academics. I finished this semester with a 3.73 GPA while taking classes such as Intro to Nutrition, Intro to Exercise Science, Public Speaking, and Calculus. I'm looking forward to taking classes next semester to contribute to a degree in exercise physiology and finish my freshman swimming season. Thank you for support and happy holidays. And now Jenny Fraser will introduce, or will read from the next one.
This is from Carolyn Vonville. Dear Rotary Club of Hudson, first and foremost, thank you for your wonderful scholarship you have given me. It has offered me tremendous opportunity, even in just a semester. I am in the pre-nursing program at Ohio State, and I'm currently applying to the School of Nursing. This semester, my hardest classes were chemistry and biology. Most of my work was from these classes, and the majority of my academic energy went into these classes, as they are prerequisite for the nursing major. There were several extra fees for these classes: textbooks, lab manuals, lab coats, etc. The scholarship assisted me greatly in covering these costs. I will through my next semester as well. It will through my next semester as well. I will be taking anatomy, which also includes a lab component with added expenses. Additionally, I will be taking physiology, sociology, and Spanish, as my ultimate goal is to be a translator. I am also in a living learning environment and natural resource scholars program. I live with 8 other suite mates who are in my program, and they have become my best friends. This fall semester, I got to take a camping trip to Hocking Hills with this program. We also did events like a Halloween party, Thanksgiving dinner, and planetarium trip. This program fuels my passion for the outdoors and the environment greatly. It has introduced me to a few other opportunities on campus and has encouraged me to take them. I joined the Mountaineering Club this fall, and as a result, I got to travel to Kentucky and go caving for a weekend. Additionally, I have joined SSRC, Students for Sustainability in Resilient Communities. And I'm working on a project right now, designing a solar-powered cold storage shed for a community garden in Columbus. We are assembling the structure next semester in the warmer months. I have also joined Habitat for Humanity and have been on a few builds this semester. Finally, I joined the Pen Pal Club and write biweekly to a new friend in the Columbus Public School System. The scholarship has allowed me to get involved outside of the classroom. Joining clubs and paying dues was something I was able to say yes to due to the awards. So thank you very much. In my free time, I have gone to the football games this year, and my friends and I enjoy using the bus system around Columbus to go to concerts, shopping, and other events. Additionally, I have just gotten a job at the Outdoor Adventure Center at OSU. They have climbing walls, rent equipment, and run trips for students to attend. I look forward to starting in this position next semester. The scholarship has allowed me to join these experiences because I am less concerned with how I will be able to afford my education. Finally, something I have been able to consider for the summer is study abroad. I am currently applying to a few programs and may get the opportunity to go abroad to Cyprus and earn a nursing credit. This is an opportunity I probably would not have considered without the aid from the scholarship, which has been a tremendous help to me. I am so grateful to each and every member of this club. I feel honored to represent the Hudson Rotary Club. I am sorry I couldn't be here today. Thank you, Catherine, for being so accommodating and still allowing me to share my experience with all of you. I am forever appreciative of the support you have shown me. I hope to make you proud. Thank you again, sincerely, Carolyn Bunville.
One of the ways that the scholarships are funded are through the gala. And Chris Barker is going to come up and talk about this year's gala because we work very hard to earn that money and to give it to the students. So I just want you to know that we take very seriously when we do the interviews and we talk to the students, and when we work so hard to try to get the right students. And as you met two of the girls today, they're perfect for the scholarship. Chris is going to explain what we're doing this year for the scholarship, for the gala funds.
Thank you, Catherine. All right, good morning, Rotarians. I have to tell you, we have our annual gala, which is our major fundraiser. And every year we pick 2 to 3 beneficiaries. Typically, we like to have 3 beneficiaries. And one of them this year is actually going to be for the high school scholarships. So I'm going to tell you, hearing, from the ladies today, what they've done with their lives, how our scholarships have helped them in any sort of way. It really adds fuel to the fire for, why do we do the things we do? If we can make any difference in someone's life, even like that, it just kind of shows why we have our gala, why we work so hard, why we put in so many hours, to change someone's life, and to hear, the impact that it's making. It is just phenomenal. So one of our major beneficiaries will be the high school scholarships. So it would be nice, if we're able to actually do more than we have in the past with the scholarships. I believe that's one of our goals. And as many of you know, the Gift of Life Northeast Ohio it's a constant. It's something that we have as one of our 3 major beneficiaries every year, and we're going to do that again. So what that is, there are children in underdeveloped countries such as Haiti. We've worked with young children in Haiti. Well, basically, they do not have the facilities to do the surgery on their hearts to correct their hearts. So there are doctors even here in Hudson, and let's see, I know in Hudson and Akron Children's Hospital, they donate their skills and time. And we've even had a couple of the youngsters come to our gala. They've come to our meeting before the gala. So we've been able to see just how life changing helping Gift of Life Northeast Ohio is. And from what I recall, they've even now been able to train some doctors over in Haiti and other underdeveloped countries. So it is making a huge impact, even in helping, not only help and even purchase some of the equipment that's needed. And then our third beneficiary, well, in the past, we have helped the Hudson EMS. A lot of times we actually did it in tandem with EMS Outreach of Hudson, which is a nonprofit in Hudson. So in the past, we helped them purchase things like the Lucas device, which, does the compressions while they're in the ambulance. That way, the paramedics are able to focus on other things, like maybe talking to someone from the hospital, giving them, whatever medicines they need. So we've helped with that. We also help purchase a power lift cot, which is very important. So a lot of times, the paramedics can get hurt trying to lift the patient on the bed and everything. And so now the power lift cot actually will lift the patient up and push them and pull them into the ambulance. So I spoke with Chief Barnes. He's a fire EMS chief, asking him if there's anything that they would need, for their ambulances. Now they do have 2 that they use all the time and a third one for backup. Is that correct, Sue? Thank you. And so something that he indicated that would be very helpful, it's called a Massimo Rad 57 Pulse CO oximeter. Is it oximeter? Thank you. Not in the medical field, people. But what it does in a matter of 5 to 10 seconds, basically you put it on your finger and it will measure the amount of carbon dioxide in your blood. So, so say that, they go to a house, people have headaches or not feeling well right away. They can just put that on their finger, get a reading, and they know exactly what they're dealing with. Carbon monoxide. I'm sorry, not carbon monoxide. I do that, carbon monoxide. Thank you. And in fact, Chief Barnes said, they've had the older models, he said, which really failed. They were not any good. And this is a new style, a new model, which is very effective. Ideally, he would like 2 of them. They cost $5,900 each. They're very expensive. Looking to see if we can get a rate reduction if we buy more than one. So carbon monoxide it is. So, I think those are 3 really good things for us to focus on to have as our main beneficiaries. Then as far as the gala, it's going to be held May 9th. It's going to be held May 19th at the Hilton Garden Inn. It's a beautiful place for us to hold the event. We're going to have our kickoff March 29th. And at the kickoff, that's when we pass out folders. You'll get a list of, the people that you should be reaching out to get donations. We have a lot of silent auction items and live auction items. So that's something to look forward to. So I think, after listening to the ladies today, seeing how much they've done, what they're accomplishing, and how our scholarships have helped them in any sort of way, I think it's great for us to remember. It's a great reminder of why we do what we do. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time. There you go. You're welcome.
Rich is going to come and give us a sports update. Oh, yeah. Are you coming all the way up? You're going here, you get middle level.
Tom, this is not about hockey, okay? And by the way, Tom, there's no meeting next week, so that means don't show up. So Patrick and I would like to share a brief sports update. His Green Bay Packers did win Monday night against the Rams in Baker Mayfield, so kudos to the Packers. And then on Saturday, which you know what I'm going to talk about, Minnesota Vikings came from 33 points down to beat the Indianapolis Colts 39-36, one of the largest comebacks in NFL history of the sports. So Ron and my Minnesota Vikings, kudos. Skol, brother. All right. Yeah, that does not replace all the good news that Ed Sogan has about Hudson sports. Do you have anything to share with us? And how we do? Rebuilding? Okay. Hockey? Any hockey news? Huh? Basketball? Ladies gymnastics? Anything else? Catherine's pulling the plug on me. I'm done.
Yesterday, I'm getting the mail at the church and I'm standing out by the curb and Ed Sogan pulls up and rolls down the window and says, "Can I have a drive-up confession?" I told him it's 30 degrees outside. I don't have an hour, so send him along. All right. You have something to say here
I just wanted to say.
for the good of the order?
Joe, I'm probably going to step on your move here, but I just want to say how proud I am. These young ladies came back and
Absolutely. Yeah.
told us about what they're going through. We haven't had much of that in the past. I don't know. We've probably had focused on asking a lot. And we have. Then kudos for you for coming back and telling us a little bit about yourself. I think it means a lot to us and we're all very proud of you. I think I can say that on behalf.
I think you can. Yes.
Yeah, we're very proud of you and you represent Hudson very well and keep up the good work.
Yes, absolutely. You guys got up in the middle of the night to come here. And so, yeah, we're deeply grateful for that. I'm going to put you to work for just a minute. And we have a Rotobuck payout today is $8, but the jackpot, almost Catherine signs numbers, $284. All right. So will you pick a ticket for me? And the number?
681084.
084. Oh, that's you. All right. Well,
All right, James, good job.
You got to come forward first of all.
We having lunch together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that right.
I hate that. So, yeah. I hate to have you hobble all the way up here, but if you want to run a chance of making the money,
Evil place. Thank you very much.
All right, all right. Put in there. Well, Grace, when you were talking about going to London, it made me think about when I was in London, going to St. Paul's Cathedral. Christopher Wren's masterpiece. It is amazing. It's also an Anglican church, which makes it even better. But when you go there, there's a whispering gallery. Have you been? Okay, there's this massive hole in the floor, and you can go up above the high altar and sit like 100 feet in diameter away from somebody and whisper against the wall, and it travels all the way around. And so you can hear somebody talking, which is great. Probably didn't help when the king was trying to give secrets out. But anyway, you can also go inside the dome all the way to the very top of it if it's open and you're allowed. So you have to do that. But I also thought about this other cathedral. And in 2017, I did this pilgrimage to Jerusalem. And I went through, several countries. I did in Ireland and England and Spain. And this in Milano, in Milan, one of the most amazing cities, the most beautiful people I'd ever seen. They're like unhuman. They're so put together. And it's like the fashion capital of the world, whatever. But here, this cathedral, Duomo di Milano, is a fantastic example of medieval architecture. It took 579 years to complete. I mean, construction begins in 1386 in the 14th century, and it's not completed until the 20th. And it's the second largest cathedral in Europe, St. Peter's in Rome being the first, third largest in the world. It is just an absolute marvel of architecture and construction. And I heard a story about the building of this cathedral that I thought I would share with you this morning. And it goes like this, that there was a traveler who had come through Milan on his way somewhere, probably to Rome, on a pilgrimage, and they're just beginning to build this church. And he goes up to this fellow who's digging this big giant stone out of the ground, and it's mud and muck, and he goes up, and the traveler says to the fellow, "What are you doing?" And he says, "I'm trying to get this damn rock out of this damn mud." Not my words, they were his, right? And so he says, "No, move along." And so the guy moves along, and he goes and he finds another fellow. And this guy is chipping away at a big rock and breaking it down into smaller stones. And so the traveler says, "What are you doing?" And the guy looks at him and he says, "What does it look like I'm doing? I'm trying to break this big rock out into small rocks so we can make these stones to build this building." All right. So he moves along and he finds another fellow. And this guy is pushing a wheelbarrow, super heavy. He barely can lift it. He's straining and grunting and pushing it. And the traveler says, "And you, sir, what are you doing?" And the guy lights up with a big smile and he says, "I'm building a cathedral." And that's the difference. Attitude. You can do the same heavy lifting, the same hard work, but if you have a good attitude, if your attitude of gratitude, right? If you're happy about it and recognize the thing that you're doing, you're building that. It makes all the difference in the world. So go from this place with a good attitude. You're building cathedrals. You're not just doing whatever. You're making a difference in the world, and go do it for somebody today. All right? Yeah. Were you the wheelbarrow guy? I was the one getting the damn rock out of the mud. All right. Oh, no meeting next week. No meeting next week. All right. Don't show up. We won't be here.